for taking the time.
Oh, it's okay.
This is our interview for Oral Life Project
Okay.
for Nancy's class, 2500 online. I'd like to start with a couple of demographic questions.
Okay.
Your name, Victoria Pittman. What is your country of origin?
Oh, Liberia.
What is your language of origin?
Well, in my country we speak like 16 different languages, but the one that I speak is called Pele. It's Kpelleh. That's how I spell it.
And what age were you when you came to the United States?
I was 14.
First question I have for you is, what made you decide to immigrate to the U.S.?
Well, I was in Liberia, my country, and my father, he came here before us. So he actually sent for us to come to the U.S.
Did he come here for work, or was he here already?
Well, he came here because of the war, and in my country, it was kind of like looking for him to kill him because he was a pastor, and they had my uncle was also a pastor, and they had killed my uncle, and they were looking for my father. So he had to escape the country, and that's how he ended up in the U.S. So he decided to send for us. Yeah.
How did your family feel about your decision to come here?
Well, they felt good. They felt that I was leaving the country because of the war. At least they felt that everybody would not stay in the country because they didn't know what was going to happen next. So they felt okay that I was coming, and they also had hope that when I come, I'll be able to help them as well. So
Help them with what?
I mean, help them with like prior money, or for them to travel to another country to get away from the war and stuff like that.
Right. Did you come over with family?
Yeah, I came along with my sisters and brothers.
Okay.
And my stepmom.
Okay. Did you have family in the U.S. other than your father that influenced your decision to come here?
Well, I had my aunt, my father's older sister in the U.S., but she didn't really influence my coming because she didn't help towards it. So it was just my father.
When you came to the U.S., where did you come to?
I went to Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I lived there for I think 2 years, and then I moved to Bristol, PA.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'm from Levittown myself.
Oh.
The Chamonix on the other side of New Falls Road.
That's wonderful. That's good.
That's a small world.
I know.
Was the language barrier hard for you to overcome?
It was hard at first when I came because, people was laughing, like kids in school were laughing at my accent when I speak because, I wasn't speaking like them and stuff like that. So it was really hard. But I came in terms with it when I got to high school.
Okay. Truman.
Yeah, Truman.
Okay.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
my son went to the Chamonix.
Yeah, I was a Truman.
Did you have to learn English here?
Oh no, English is the first language in my country.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
like it's spoken differently. The way we pronounce things and stuff like that is different from how people pronounce things in the U.S. The names of fruits or food, stuff like that is different.
Okay. Was it culture shock when you first came here?
Yes, it was. It was cultural shock. It was cold. And the biggest cultural shock that I had was going to school and seeing, at the time I was in middle school, and see how like students were talking to their teachers, how disrespectful they were. That was like the biggest cultural shock for me because we don't do that. We don't talk back to our teachers in Liberia. If you did, you got punished. You got like beaten for talking back. So yeah, just for talking back, not even being disrespectful. So.
And that was okay with parents of the children in Liberia?
Yes, that was okay because it was a disciplinary action.
Okay.
And sometimes if the teacher were to call you home and tell your parent that you were being rude at school, you also got beaten at home.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you feel discriminated against in the United States when you came here because of your immigration status?
I felt discrimination against me, not only because of my immigration status, but because of my skin color. Because kids would like pick on me and stuff like go back to Africa, African this and African that, all kinds of horrible words. Yeah, it was horrible at first.
Did you experience that in Trenton as well, or was it just in Bristol?
I experienced that. I experienced it more in Trenton than
Okay.
Bristol. Bristol, it was kind of cool. It was high school, so people really didn't care and stuff like that.
Okay.
People probably wouldn't knew me for like on the road stuff when they like announced my name on the telephone, whatever.
Okay.
But it was bad in Trenton.
Did you find it difficult to express your culture when you came here?
At first, yeah, because there were certain things that I could do in my culture that I was not allowed to do here. For example, things like you cannot, how to call it, just go over to somebody's house without calling them. You know, you have to tell the person that you're coming over if you go to the house, or you cannot hang out with somebody if you don't know them. You can't just, you know, be like all over somebody. I mean, because the culture that I come from, everybody is very cultural. Everybody is, like, together, like your brother's keeper, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that in the United States here when I came. So it was really different.
Did you find that you lost some of that when you were here? Or was it,
Well,
lost it for a while and regained it or something?
I just decided to adjust to what I had. You know, they had the saying that when you go to Egypt, like, you got to learn how to be like the Egyptian. I just, like, found a way to learn how to live in America. But it didn't take away from my cultural values.
Okay.
I still have those. Because I had to represent those at home when I go home.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
Do you find that to be okay?
yeah,
When you're all right with doing that?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You find it difficult to be in a small town like Mansfield, where there's not much diversity.
But that's a good question. I don't find it difficult in the sense that it's a small town because I live in a small town too. But I find it difficult in the sense that it's less diversity.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I find it difficult because when I came here in 2008, there were smart remarks that were made to me just walking down the street. You'll see like a group of boys in the car and they would just stop and start like saying mean stuff and stuff like that. But when it comes to like the town being small, I'm used to a small town, so that's why I like Mansfield. But I just didn't like that they didn't know much about diversity, or they didn't have a lot of diversity in Mansfield.
Okay. And what brought you to Mansfield University?
Well, you know, Chris Vaughn, which was the financial aid guy here
Yeah.
before, he went to my school treatment and he was talking about Mansfield. And it was a small school and in the middle of nowhere, and I just fell in love with it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. And what are your plans after graduation?
Well, I plan to go to grad school, not right away, but later. And I'm going back to Liberia
Okay.
right after graduation.
From grad school?
No, after this graduation.
After
in
this
May.
one?
Yeah, I'm going back to Liberia.
Are you gonna stay there, or are you gonna?
No, I'm
come
just
back?
going to visit, and I'm going to take care of some things there, and then I'll be back.
Okay. The one question that I didn't ask you: are you a U.S. citizen?
Oh no,
Okay.
I'm not yet. But my dad's a U.S. citizen, and my older sister is, and my stepmom is,
Okay.
and my younger siblings are, because some of them were born here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have to take the citizen test to become a citizen here and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the interview.
Oh, thank you. That was quick.
My